Then as I was doing that, when I looked through the door connecting to the room where Dr. Ndahiro and Tom Byabagamba were staying, I saw they were sitting down in handcuffs. For me, they didn't put me in handcuffs. So I asked them, what's going on? They, a bit rough, but so they took us, dumped us somewhere in prison. I didn't know. It was my first time to be in Paris, and my first time to be in prison. So, hopefully the last. Since that time, I haven't been to any other prison. So they put us in the lock, somewhere down in the basement of some building, and left us there. Then later on, people showed up around 3 o'clock. In fact, why I remember that Bihozagara was around, they didn't know where we had been taken. I don't know how. They were assisted by some people in France whom they knew. Then we saw Jacques Rabunal and Bihozagara. There was a very good friend of ours called Carbonal, a French guy. They showed up in that basement in the prison because I think they had known where we were, and they had tried to give us food. I refused to eat. I told them I'm not going to eat anything in that prison. So they brought us bread, I remember, and milk, pints of milk and bread for us, because we had refused to eat prison food. Then they even wanted to interrogate us. Well, they did. They wanted to to use a polygraph on me, the lie detector. I refused. I told them I'm not going to have a lie detector at all. I said, if they want to kill me there, let them go ahead. In the end, they say, whom did you meet? I mentioned that man. Then said, who else? I said, Christopher Mitterrand. He said, no. Who told you he's called Jacques Christopher Mitterrand? So, so they told me, repeat. I said, no, I'm not going to repeat. I said, I'm not the one who gave him his names. But. So anyway, in the end, at around 8 o'clock, they released us, and that night I left. I drove from Paris to Brussels, where I was to take a plane the next day and come back home. Now, I'm saying this, I'm telling you this story. The fact that somebody actually implied that something happened to our people, meaning even if you take Kigali, you will not find your people there. You will not find them alive. Then later on, connecting that with the history, with what happened eventually, I could not but conclude that was the meaning. They were privy to what was going to happen. Now, in the most recent thing, let me now switch to something next to us and the recent. And,